So this is how you should sit. Will you remember that? This is how you sit. Why this is better than when I'm posture? Because you can see my legs. Do you see my foot? You can see my foot. Otherwise, you could not see my foot. So this is the way how you need to be in the camera. And if you manage one time, you need to remember it for the next time. If you forget it, that's not good. You will have to learn it again and again and again. Okay? So remember, when it is successful, remember how you did it. Like, you don't want to make the same mistake 10 times, right? You don't have time for that. I'm sure you would rather enjoy your time by something else than adjusting your camera. So everybody who's not clearly visible in their camera, going to breakout room, you will have only those who listen to my instruction. Nice. Yes, I like that so much. Fine. So now, as we are sitting in our comfortable meditation posture, you see, some people can do it. We can close the eyes. Make sure your back is erect. Your back is erect, and we keep the eyes closed. And we can make the first determination in our minds voicelessly from now on. For 20 breaths, I will meditate on breath without any movement. From now on, for 20 breaths, I will meditate on breath without any movement. From now on, for 20 breaths, I will meditate on breath without any movement. And with that determination, we can gently, lovingly notice the breath. And we will count in our minds voicelessly. 1, breathing in, breathing out. 2, breathing in, breathing out. 3, breathing in, breathing out. 4, breathing in, breathing out. 5, breathing in, breathing out. 5, 6, breathing in, breathing out. 7, breathing in, breathing out. 8, breathing in, breathing out. 9, breathing in, breathing out. 10, breathing in, breathing out. 1, breathing in, breathing out. 2, breathing in, breathing out. 3, breathing in, breathing out. 4, breathing in, breathing out. 5, breathing in, breathing out. 6, breathing in, breathing out. 7, breathing in, breathing out. 8, breathing in, breathing out. 9, breathing in, breathing out. 10, breathing in, breathing out. And now we can make the last determination in our minds voicelessly. From now on, I will always be calm. From now on, I will always be calm. From now on, I will always be calm. And we can slowly, mindfully change the way of our sitting into the secondary or resting posture. So your resting posture is also called the mermaid's posture. Okay? Livia. Now you can sit in the mermaid's posture. Do you know how to do that? Excellent. That's the way to do that. Perfect. Very well. We have here a lot of mermaids and mermen right now. Nathan, can you sit in the mermaid's posture? You know how to do that? Perfect. Okay, Pew Pew, can you please sit in the mermaid's posture? You see, you can do that. All right, Tui An, can you sit in the mermaid's posture? Do you know how to do it? Tui An, you don't know how to do that? So this is how you sit in the mermaid's posture, okay? So you keep your legs, your feet by your side. So everybody will be always sitting in the mermaid's posture. When you finish your meditation, you need to sit in that, okay? You don't sit in that for a long time, just for a short time, to help your body regain all sensations and get back to your life, to your daily life. And now I would like to ask everybody to come close to your cameras, to your devices. You will be answering quizzes, you will be unmuting, muting, raising your hands, lowering your hands, so you need to be close to your devices. All right? Nguyen, Queen, An. If you want to use these masks, no problem with masks if they do not cover your face. All right? If they cover your face, we will have to remove you from the class. Be careful. All right? So do not play with the masks. That's the best advice. All right. I see Van An and Van Nguyet have some problem with camera. Is that possible? Van An and Van Nguyet probably have some problem with camera. Okay. You cannot come to this class if your camera doesn't work. Set up your camera and come back. All right. These classes are recorded. Don't worry, you don't miss anything. Make sure your camera works. All right. So Van An and Van Nguyet, whose camera is now off, will need to leave, and you can return as soon as your camera works. All right. If your camera doesn't work, or you don't have internet connection, or something doesn't work, then just leave, repair you fix it, fix the problem, return back. Okay. The only people, ideally everybody has their camera on, including the assistants, including the teaching assistants, so that we don't have a mess, and the children do not feel, unfair that, oh, why did the adults don't need to have the camera, but I am a kid who has no understanding of these things, but I have to have the camera on. You see, that's not fair. So adults need to take the lead and keep their camera on. So I would like to ask Ladu Tan. Oh, that's audio. Okay, that's fine. If you have audio and video, that's okay. That's the only exception. If you have if you are here 2 times, if you are double, and you have one video is with video and the other one is just sound, then that's actually fine. That's okay. If your cam is weak, doesn't matter so much. If I can see your face at least once in 5 seconds, some movement in your video camera, then that's enough for me. Now let's move on to the quiz questions. Let me see what were your answers so far. How many times did you meditate in the last 7 days? Okay, we have here 4 people who did not at all. Some people meditated just 1 to 2, some 3 to 4, some 5 to 6. We will need to have more people who meditate every day. All right. So I will need to know, I will need to understand, why didn't you meditate? Why didn't you meditate every day? So tell me in the chat box, why didn't you meditate every day if you did not meditate every day? Most of you did not meditate every day, and that's not okay. You must meditate every day. All right? You must meditate every day. Yeah, you cannot, because it already was here and it's already answered. So you probably missed it. No problem, don't worry. So most of the people answered in that question that they meditate either 0 or 1 to 2 or 3 to 4 or 5 to 6 days, but that's not enough. Either you did not meditate 7 days or you meditated 7 days. We can do a new quiz question, and from now on, this question will have only 2 options. Did you meditate all the previous 7 days every day? And there will be only answer yes and no. Okay? Because you need to learn to meditate every day. All right? It seems you have yet to understand the reason. Why is that of extreme importance? So I'm sending it to Tutam. Tutam, get it? Okay. So why do you need to meditate every day? Because you need to get the habit. You need to get used to it. It needs to become part of you. Only then it is possible that you will then meditate when it is difficult. If you do not meditate every day, only some days, well then when it is difficult, you will not meditate at all. And in that case, what's the meditation useful for? Meditation is useful when you have problem. And to avoid problems, that's true, but when you have a problem, your meditation is your number 1 tool to help you. But if you do not have a habit of meditating every day, then when you have a problem, you will not meditate because it's hard. It's a powerful tool that is hard to use if you don't meditate every day. Okay? So that's why you need to meditate every day. So now this is a quiz again for everybody. Please answer again according to the truth. And you need to learn that meditating 6 days a week is not enough. Must be 7 days. All right, one way or another, you must make it. You have 24 hours in a day. You need to meditate only, now it's 20 breaths. Takes about 3 minutes. You have so many opportunities throughout the day. From the moment you wake up until the moment you fall asleep, you can do it. As you are in the bed and falling asleep, oh, I didn't meditate. I need to meditate. Okay, so you sit down on your bed, you do your 20 breaths, and then you can go to sleep calmly. Otherwise, don't go to sleep. Don't go to sleep without your meditation. Be strict. You need to be very strict on yourself. Otherwise, this will not be helpful. All right? Good. So we see 47%, but I think many people still did not vote. So everybody please answer to the quiz. We still need some more people to answer. Some people are at the toilet, no problem. But if you see the question, please answer right away. And always be truthful, all right? That's of the utmost importance. It's better to say truthfully, oh, I was not successful, and then next week be better, than to tell a lie and be, and fail forever. You never tell a lie. So the truth is the base. Okay, fine. So we have here some results that definitely looks better now with more people here. So hopefully you will remember for this week, you will meditate every single day. You will not fall asleep unless you meditate that day. That's why I would suggest that you meditate in the morning, so that you can nicely do whatever you want during the day and fall asleep anytime you want. If you meditate at night and you forget it, well, then that's very stressful. If you meditate in the morning, it's better. If you forget to meditate in the morning, you can meditate at noon. If you forget to meditate at noon, you can meditate in the afternoon. If you forget to meditate in the afternoon, you can meditate in the evening. If you forget to meditate in the evening, you can meditate at night. Now, those of you who want to meditate at night, if you forget to meditate at night, then what happens? You lost a day. Disaster. So best is to meditate in the morning, right? So that if you lose it, no problem. You'll do it at noon. You lose it again, no problem. You do it in the afternoon and so on. So best is to meditate in the morning. You wake up, sit down for meditation. That's the best way how you do it. Then your whole day has started by wisdom and peace. You have set up your day to be filled with wisdom and peace, to be filled with happiness and success. Why? Because you meditated in the morning. But if you meditate at night, then what? So you're so peaceful, so you go to sleep. Can be helpful, but not that powerful if you want to make use of meditation for your life, you know. So meditating in the morning is the most powerful time. You want to meditate at night, it is okay. But you need to meditate 7 days a week. Will you be able to do that? If not, meditate in the morning. All right. So let's ask some more questions. So Tutam, can you ask the other questions? If there's some more questions. You will be answering the place and the time where you meditated every day. All right? So you need to make up your mind. Where is the place where you feel comfortable to meditate? If you did not meditate every day, then probably the place is not right. You will need to change it. Where did you meditate? Did you meditate in the living room, or in your room, or outside on the garden, or somewhere else? Tell us. You can change. Every week you can change the place, all right? But try to keep it the same for whole the week. And test whether it works for you. Nice, somebody was meditating in the garden. So happy about that. Meditating in the garden is very good, especially if it is early in the morning. Why? Because nobody is there. So you're in peace. All right. All right, good. Thank you very much. I think we'll be fine with 46 people. And you can tell me in the chat box, please, if you meditate somewhere else, those of you who selected somewhere else, 3 people, tell me in the chat box, where was it? Okay, tell me in the chat box, where did you meditate if it was somewhere else? Nguyen Tan, long rice. What can I do for you?
I can't chant. The chat is disabled.
What's that? I don't understand. What did you say?
Now you can chat. We can chat in chat box.
You cannot write anything in the chat box?
Yes. No.
I see people are sending messages in the chat box, so probably you can do it too.
No, just after just a few seconds later, the chat would disable, so we cannot. No, we can't.
I see people. Okay, yeah, okay, fine. All right. So for the organizers, always the chat and unmuting must be enabled. All right, because the students will be using chat again and again and again. Good, very well. I see in your room, but that was already there in the options. Anyway, let's continue to the other question. When did you meditate every day? And again, you can change it, okay? Every day, and not every day, you can change it every week. Decide for 1 week the time when you want to meditate, morning or afternoon or evening. And then if it doesn't work, then after that 1 week, you change it. Do not change it every day. That's not good. Take one time and test it. So I'm waiting for the quiz about the time. All right. So everybody please vote. I see. So maybe you need to refresh or something. I don't know, what could you do? I think now many students can see it, and many students are voting right now. Great. So everybody please check your device, answer the question, when did you meditate? When you meditated? Yes, many people like to meditate at night. Okay, that's a disaster. That's a disaster. I would like to specifically praise everybody who meditated in the morning, because that is victory. When you meditate in the morning, it is possible for you to enjoy whole your day and power and empower your day by that meditation practice. Okay? So, although it is fine that if you meditate in the evening, I would like to encourage you, everybody, to meditate in the morning. All right? Great, we have 47, so that's enough for us. People can send emojis, I don't have the problem, but make sure that you listen to what I'm saying and that you're participating in the class, okay? Don't spend too much time with your emojis, but I have no problem with your emojis. I'm good with that. All right, so now let's move on to your homework. You were writing one sentence in two little chapters of the book. So let's look at the book. So you were writing a homework from the chapter, what was those chapters? Step-by-step walking meditation and the Buddha and the blind. Is that possible?
Greet the trees.
Greet the trees. Okay, I just cannot see it. Oh, there it is.
We do that homework.
Got it, yes. Greet the trees and then what else? Step-by-step walking meditation, right? So that's the two chapters, two little pages that you are reading. In my version, it is just page for each of the chapter, but in your page it may be different. So I will probably share with you the screen. so you can see what I see. All right. Nathan, you love to draw on my screen. You always loved it, right? I remember you so well. All right, so now you see, people love to, now you all love to draw on my screen. Good. But now we are doing something else. We are now looking at your homeworks, all right? Not drawing on the screen. Maybe that will come later. So, step by step walking meditation and greet the trees. You can see some people have answered. We have altogether 50 comments, so I think most of you have answered. That's good. Now let's look at the way you have done it very well. So you write nicely the name of the student, and then you send the writing. You see, this is very well, very good. The name, and then you have the writing, name and writing. Nathan could do it too. Nguyen. Do we have a Nguyen who's called just Nguyen? Okay. Here, this would be missing. You see, we need to have that name. If I click on this, let me see if I can see the name properly. All right. So at least you have the name written by the student. Okay. If your parent forgets it, it's not a problem. Not a problem. But it's a problem if you forget it. All right. You should not forget it. You see, we have the name nicely at the top, and that's what I want. So this is perfect. Very good. Okay, I think that's all what I wanted to show you. And now I will choose 3 people who will read for me their homework. And they will be, I will choose Livia, Nguyen Ha Vi, and Nathan. Am I repeating anyone? Let me see. So those people need to raise their Zoom hand, please. Livia, Nguyen Ha Vi, and Nathan. So I'm still waiting for Nathan to raise his hand. Yes, I'm repeating Nathan. So Nathan actually was there previously, so we will choose someone else this time. We will choose May. Please raise your hand.
Is Susie when is sending to me private message is like I don't know why.
Can you please write it in the chat box in the Zoom chat? Thank you.
I don't know why he or she is sending private message.
Somebody is sending you private messages. Okay, resolve these problems with me through the chat box. We'll get it right soon. So let's start with Livia. Livia, can you please read for us your homework? What do you have written?
Practice this walking meditation 1, wants to move in the morning when you feel sleepy and want to wake up.
Okay, nice. Thank you very much. So now you can remove your Zoom hand, and we continue to Nguyen Ha Vi. You're muted. Please wait, please wait. I see you're reading from your book. I wish that you read from your notebook or from the paper where you wrote the note. Do you have that? Nice.
This meditation until you feel a sense of ease and pleasure in your body and mind.
Nice. Thank you very much. And May? May, you're.
I do not have homework.
But did you write it? Did you do it? Did you know what was the homework? You didn't know. But did you come last week? Yes. So do you remember that I said that there will be a homework? You remember that I said there will be a homework? Oh, that's a disaster. That's even worse than if you did not meditate at all. You need to do your homework. There is no way out of that. Okay, no problem. Next time you will do it. There will be another homework today, so listen carefully and write it down somewhere, Do your homework on the same day. When I give you the homework, you need to do it right as we finish the class so that you cannot forget. Okay, May? Nice. Thank you very much. So instead of May, I will ask, will I ask? Justin. Justin, please raise your Zoom hand. Yes. And Justin, please kindly read for us what you have written as your homework. Mm-hmm. Is that all what you wrote? And it is enough. Thank you very much. So for everybody, now you see how it's very easy to make the homework. You always must have your homework. You must meditate every day. It's extremely important for our class. All right? Your meditation takes you 5 minutes or 3, and your homework takes you a very short time, and it's very easy. All right? So no excuses are accepted. Never. No excuses are accepted. Always must have your homework. Every day must meditate. Pham Nguyen Min An. What can I do for you? I don't know. What do you want to do? What do you want to say? I don't hear you. You're muted. Pham Nguyen Min An. What was the thing? What can I do for you? No, take it easy. Take it easy. No, this is not a problem. Pham Nguyen Min An. You thought that I called you? No, nothing. Take it easy. It's not important. Everything's fine. Okay? No problem at all. Fine. Yudite, what can I do for you?
I wasn't here last time, so like, do you have to buy the book, or are you able to like read it online?
You can read it online, but you would have to buy it anyway for reading online. You can buy it so that you can read it online, or you can buy it so that you can read it offline. Okay, thank you. Do you know how to get the book? Do you know the link to the book, Yeti? Okay, I'll send it to you. All right, so I see that we will have, today we will have the first real class. Today I will teach you the first real thing. Okay, so everybody listen very carefully. I will be teaching you something very important. It will be for your life. It will be for your happiness. It will be for everything related to your good qualities. So I will be teaching you something extremely important. Listen very carefully and try to remember every single word that I tell you. In Buddhism, in this religion called Buddhism, we worship two God creators. Two God creators. You probably heard that Christians worship one God creator. You probably heard that Muslims worship one God creator. In Buddhism, we worship two God creators. Who are the two God creators? Who can tell me? Is there anyone who knows who are the two God creators in Buddhism? Okay, one person. You need to raise your Zoom hand. I want to know how many people of you know it. You will not be saying it. I just want to know how many people know it. So if you know it, raise your hand. I would like to ask the organizers not to raise hand when I'm asking questions. No, don't do that. Okay. This is only for the students. Because then if the organizers do not know the answer, then the students will have a lot of fun. Oh, the organizers don't know that. How can we know it? Okay, so never raise your hand for questions. So it seems we have only about 4 or 5 people who think they know, maybe they really know, but we will not be asking them today. Who are the two God creators in Buddhism? So I will ask you to lower your hand. This is good for me to know. So two God creators in Buddhism are your mom and your dad. Two God creators that we worship are your mom and your dad. Okay? Now, if your mom does something bad to you, it doesn't matter at all. If your dad does something bad to you, it doesn't matter at all. Why? Because they have done so much good to you that there is nothing bad ever that could ever come up to that level of the good they did for you. At the very moment when you appeared in the belly of your mom had the power to kill you. Why didn't she do that? Because she loved me. That's right. That's fine. Because she loves you. Is exactly what I wanted to say. So nice. So she didn't do it because she loves you. What did you do for your mom that she loves you? Nothing. When your mom had you big in her belly, she had problems eating, problems sleeping, problems walking, problems sitting, problems talking, problems not talking. Everything was problem. At that time, some moms kill the child. Your mom did not kill you, even though she was so much suffering, so much in pain. Her back was in pain, her neck was in pain, her head was in pain, everything was in pain. She did not kill you, even though she had so much pain. Then, when you became even bigger, you were going out of the belly. That was even more painful. That was even more painful. Extremely painful. So painful that after you left from the mom's belly for another 6 months or another 1 year, she had to go through pain. Just because you left from the belly. After you left from the belly, your mom could say, now you're out. Nice. So, goodbye. But she didn't tell it to you. You could not walk. You would die by hunger if she said goodbye. So she then provided you with food, with drink. And when you needed to go to toilet, did you go to toilet? No, you didn't. Did she say, oh, you dirty child, I'll throw you away. I don't want to have dirty things in my home. Did she do that? No, she didn't do that. She cleaned you up. All right? And what about your dad? Did your dad say, oh, my dear wife, you see we have this dirty thing in our home. We should get rid of that. Did your dad ever say that? He never said that. He was always very happy to have you at home, to support you with everything you need. And what about the things you need, like the clothes and the, how do you call that? Do you call it cart? There is a good word for that. Anyway, this thing, where you put babies and then you take them out. So these things are not for free. You do not find them on the street. You need to do job. You need to do a work 8 hours a day. Get money. Sometimes you don't get money. Sometimes you get less. Get money, and then you go to shop and buy those things. Instead of buying a new game or a new phone or a new house, you buy what? Clothes for the child. Or this trolley or whatever you call it, I forgot the word, for the child. Or food for the child. Or toys for the child. Or books for the child. Why did they do it? What did you do for your parents that they would do this thing? That they would spend their money on whatever you need? All right. I have lost the connection. Did you hear me continuously? Tutam. Everything's fine? Could you hear me well? Okay, thank you. Always be ready to unmute and say yes, it's fine. Or you can send in, be ready at the chat box, to send yes, it's fine. Good. So you as children, you do not provide money to your parents. You do not provide them more free time. You do not do their job, so that they can go to Hawaii and enjoy a nice time. No, you don't do their job. They have to do their job. Moreover, they have to spend time arranging for you your education, arranging for you your health, searching for you whatever you need. They need to spend money for whatever you need. And You occupy their space in their home. They cannot use the space for anything else because you are there. And what did you do for your parents so that they do this? Nothing. Sometimes you wash the dishes, but well, mostly that's your thing. That's your mess. That's your dirt. But that's not really what you do for your parents, you know. That's not what they really get thanks to you. No, they don't get anything. They give and give and give and give. So whatever bad your parents ever do to you, it doesn't matter at all. It is no problem at all. You thank them. Oh, thank you very much that you still love me. Thank you very much that you still allow me to stay in your house. Thank you very much that you provide me with food and with some clothes. Thank you very much that you provide me with education and with health care and many, many more things. Many, many more things. So, there's never a problem if your parents make some mistake or something wrong, or if they're angry. Even if your parents try to kill you, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. You just need to try to survive. But it doesn't matter. Compared to the great things and good things that they have done to you, there is nothing the parents can do to balance the good things out. There are no bad things that parents can do to you so as that you would be disappointed with them. You always need to be thankful and happy for your parents, regardless who the parents are or what they do. Because they are your two God creators. And if there is someone you ever need to worship, if there is someone you ever need to come and bow down to the floor, if there is someone you need to always think about and pray to, they are your two parents. Yes, Livia? You're muted. Livia, please unmute and tell me.
Never mind. I did that on accident.
Okay, on accident. So this was my first Dhamma teaching to you. Until now, what I was teaching were like the meditation and things. That's a little preparation. That's not really it. We will gradually progress to something really serious. But today, I have provided you with one serious, important Dhamma teaching. What is that? That you have two God creators, your mom and your dad. And that there is nothing that your parents can ever do enough wrong so that you would be angry or disappointed with them. Because the good they have done is unimaginable. There is no way how you can repay your parents your debt for that what they have already done to you. Even if you take your mom on one shoulder, you take your dad on your shoulder, and you say, my dear parents, I will be carrying you all around the world until the end of your life. And you give them all of the galaxy to rule over. Still you did not repay your debt. So big debt it is. So regardless whatever they do, you only praise them. And you always listen to what they say. Chelsea has something to say?
Some people has two moms and two dads.
It's in that case you need to be grateful to all of them. Depends on what they exactly were doing for you. All right? But it's true that if you have one mom who's your so-called biological mom, and you have another mom who is your foster mom, is that how you would say it, foster mother, then you actually,
I meant like you don't have a dad, but you have two at the same time.
I see, is the same thing. You take them as your real moms because they take care of you. They give you space in their house. They provide you with health care, with education. They need to register you at the government. They need to resolve all the official things, all the paperwork, your name, where were you born, your health, and how tall you are, and what color of your eyes you have, and things like this. They need to take care of you in all respects, outside and inside. When you're a baby, they need to wash you, regardless whether you are clean or not, regardless whether they want to do it or not. Because, it's a fun to have a child for a day or two and wash them and take care of them. But what if you have that child for 1 week, for 1 month, for 2 months, for 6 months, for 12 months? What if you have that child when you are happy and when you are sad, when you are angry and when you are fine? When you like the child and also when you do not like the child, when you wish that the child is with you and when you do not wish that so much, when you want to be alone and when you do not want to be alone. Always the child is there with you. You don't have like, okay, now I don't want to have this child, so I'll just give it to someone else. No, it's not like that. It's not like a phone. You have a phone until you want it, and when you don't want it, you throw it into the rubbish. Child is not like that. You have child for those 18 or 20 years. Some parents have them for 30 or 40 years in their home. And they cannot just, when they are 18, yes, but until you are 18, your parents cannot tell you, please go somewhere else. Or do something else, now I want to be alone in my home. You cannot do that. Okay, Alex, you wanted to say something? Alex, are you here with us?
Yes. If you see my screen, how I see it, I'm kind of glitched.
No problem. Tell me what you wanted to say.
What if you're like adopted or like an orphan?
Yeah, the same thing. The parents, again, they take care of you, regardless whether they like it or not. From the moment they decided to care and to take care of you, you're with them. All of the people who kept you in your home, who made sure that you have enough food, that you have a place to stay, all of them are immensely, how to say that? You need to be immensely grateful to them. All right. So, for example, if there is a mom who takes care, who carries the baby in her belly, she gives birth to the child, and then they put the child into an orphanage or to somewhere else, or to a monastery or somewhere else. Still, that mom has unrepayable merit towards you. There's no way how you can repay your mom the debt you have towards her. There is one way how you can repay your parents their debt. One. If you become monks or nuns. If you become monks or nuns, and if you lead them to follow the Buddha's teachings and to attain liberation from all suffering, from all birth, old age, illness, and death. If you can teach them that, and they will really learn it, just teaching is not enough, and they really learn it, and they really understand it in the spiritual level, not just by knowledge, then you repay their debt. So if you become monks or nuns, or if you can lead your parents to liberation from death, then you have repaid your debt. Otherwise, no. Even if you donate, even if you give your parents the power over all of the galaxy, no. You did not repay the debt yet. Chang Vu, Kan Phuong, what can I do for you?
When you are 18 years old, you can do anything you want.
In some countries, you need to wait until you are 19 or 20. But you still are dependent on the society that takes care of you and that gives you your money when you go to a job, that allows you to do your job, that provides you with the official permissions, for example, permission to live there where you are. Evil people do not get permission to do things that everybody else can do. For example, you are allowed, even when you're 18 or 20 or 40 years old, you're allowed to stay in your house. But if you are too bad, you're not allowed to stay even in your house. You will be allowed to stay in the prison, or you will be removed from the country. So you cannot really do anything you want, all right? But you definitely can do more than you can as a child. Because as a child, you are dependent on that what you get. So you can do only as much as you get. And the relationship with your parents must be balanced. So the parents give you something and you are fine with that. If you want from the parents something that they don't want to give you, or more than they want to give you, then the relationship is no more balanced. And then it is not pleasant. If parents want to give you little, you need to be happy for the little. If they want to give you more, then you should not be greedy to get more. You, in any way, need to be happy with that little. As soon as you find the balance with your parents, where you are happy with little, and the parents are happy to give you more, then it is a very happy relationship. If you want more than what the parents are happy to give, then that's not fair. All right, so this is a very difficult thing. Very difficult. If you can do it, then that's why I say this is the advice for your life. That's advice for your happiness. Edward?
Have even a parent.
Everybody has a parent. If the parents pass away, there will always have to be someone who gives you food, who gives you clothes, at least until the time when you can do it yourself. When you are 3 years old, you can start to take care of yourself. But usually 3-year-olds do not live on themselves. So you will find in some countries, in some very poor countries, including Myanmar, where the little children, like 3-year-old children, where they have to go, they have to live in a very simple environment. There was a case of several children who were discarded in the forest and they lived with animals. Maybe you have heard of Mowgli. Have you heard of Mowgli? There is a, how do you call that? There's a, what's the name of the fairy tale or of the tale? It's not a fairy tale. Do you know it?
It's in the jungle raised by the bear.
That's right, but there is a name of those stories, right? There are several stories like that, and one is very famous where the boy is called Mowgli. And he is raised by a tiger and bear, all right? So these things really happen. They're really true. They are well documented. You can read about them in detail. The problem is that the children then they do not know how to speak human speech. So they get like 15-year-old or 17 years old, and then people find them in the forest, they take them, they teach them human speech, but soon they die because their body is not enough healthy and it is not made for long life. It is the animal style, so very simple, and therefore they do not have that long life. Children who are discarded in forests, in jungles, and then they have to take care of themselves since the young age, like the 3-year-olds. They cannot live long. They usually do not live longer than like 20 years or 25 years of age. Then they just die naturally. Thanks to the care of your parents, it is possible, not sure, it is possible that you will live 90 years or 100 years. If your parents put you in a jungle, you can live 20 years, maybe 15 years. All right? So you're studying, you're eating, your sleeping, your place where you live, and so on, all of them help you to live longer. But even those kids who were discarded in the jungle can never repay their debt they have to the parents. Who discarded them in the jungle? Why? Because their parents did not kill them earlier. And they did not kill them anyway. They just discarded them in the jungle. Now, of course, for parents it's different. Parents have a totally different story. Like, I teach you this because you're children. When I teach to parents, it's totally the opposite. I teach them, no, you need to love your children. You need to be with their children, with your children. You need to give everything they need. That's what I teach to the parents. But even if they follow, even if they don't follow, doesn't matter. Your debt to the parents is not possible to repay. Except the exceptions when you become a monk or a nun, or when you help them to get free from death. Yes, now is indeed the time to finish. So I will assign you new homework. Everybody, please be careful. Everybody needs to make your homework. Everybody needs to meditate every day. Your homework will be the next two pages from our book. Let me see. So the next two pages, the next two chapters will be the Buddha and the blind. Okay. The Buddha and the blind, and then intention bench. All right. So everybody, please read this one very short chapter called The Buddha and the Blind. It's a little story, and some of you may find it funny. It definitely should be funny. And then we have intention bench. Intention bench will again teach you something about your mind. Read it very carefully. It is not easy. All right. Intention bench will be difficult because it's not a story. It is very difficult explanation of your mind. But it's written for you so that you can understand it. All right. Again, as always, you need to write only one sentence from any of the two subchapters. All right. So you can write one sentence from intention bench and no sentence from the Buddha and the blind. Or you can write one sentence from the Buddha and the blind and no sentence from the intention bench. All right? So I see I have encouraged too many people to draw in the screen, no problem. So now, that's your homework. Now we definitely have finished the class, but still I would like to give you some opportunity to ask any questions. If anyone of you have anything you would like to say about the last two chapters that you were writing your homework from, or anything about your gratitude, thankfulness towards your parents, now is the time to ask. If you have a question, raise your hand. Do not write it in the chat box, please. All right? You will need to tell me because we are finishing the class and I may miss your question in the chat box. That's why. Otherwise, I allow chat box, okay? What can I do for you?
One sentence about we like or
Yes.
like everyone.
Any of the two that you like. Any of the two chapters that you like. Yes. Nguyen Ngok Suan Lai. What can I do for you?
I don't understand the page two.
Page 2. What exactly you don't understand there?
You say the two is not like the one.
I don't understand. What do you mean?
Explain one more time. Slide. Because the two is not look like the one.
I think you need to explain in detail. What do you mean? What would you like to know? Two doesn't look like one. Two of what? One of what? Hmm? Okay.
Say the homework one is easy and the homework two is not easy.
I think all of the homeworks are easy. You have two homeworks. One is to write one sentence from any of the two chapters. Second homework is to meditate every day. All of them are easy if you want, if you decide to do them. If you do not see them as useful or important, then they are, of course, difficult. They will become easy as soon as you realize, aha, this is for me. Aha, this is for my benefit, for my success, for my health, for my happiness. Then it is easy. If you think, oh, that's what Ashin Sarana wants, oh, that's so much of work, well, then it is difficult. Now it's clear? Nice. May? So, May, you're muted. So, May, let us know. What can I do for you?
Mom bought the book, but it is not here yet. The book is not here yet.
I see. Okay. Well, okay. So that's why you could not do it. Can you ask your mom for an iPad version? You can ask your mom to have the book in the iPad. That comes very fast. Okay. Your mom will know, or she needs to ask me. Okay? All right. Thank you. Zhang Wu, Kan Fung. Yeah, I'm 36 years old. I'm only 36. I'm happy that I'm young. I have a lot that I can do more. Yes, one day probably we will be like that. Okay, so let's continue to some questions about the Buddha's teachings. Jackson Nguyen. I became a monk when I was 21 years old. So I have been a monk for 15 years. Okay. Vu Mimi. I became a monk because I saw the danger of life. Life is dangerous because life ends by old age, illness, and death. And I don't like it. I don't like to end up by old age, illness, and death. No, I don't like it. So I decided to become a monk. We cannot prevent old age, illness, and death in this life, but we can prevent it in the next life. Also, I saw that it is very difficult to get free from hell and from being an animal or a ghost in case if I were born in hell or as an animal or as a ghost. Now I'm a human. I'm lucky. I am human. But next life, who knows? What if next life I'm born as some animal or something else? Then it's very difficult to get born again as a human. So seeing this danger that I could be born in a lower world, in a world of suffering, I decided to become a monk and liberate myself from this danger. So that's why I became a monk. Is that clear? Okay, thank you. You would like to be a monk too? How old are you? You're 10 years old. Okay. To become a monk, you will need two things. One is permission from both your parents, mom and dad, if they're still alive. Two, you will need to be free from all your debt. You do not need to be free from your debt to your parents, that's a different thing, but you need to be free from all your debt in terms of money. If you owe anyone anything, material, like a book or money or something that they lent to you, they said, I'm lending to you this and you will return it to me, then you need to return it, okay? Two things, permission from your mom and dad and no debt. You probably have no debt, I assume. You may have debt towards your, if you're in Vietnam, if you are in the US, you would have debt towards your government for your studying at school. Be careful about that. But most of the people don't have that if you're not in the US. And for you, more importantly, you need to have permission from your mom and dad. If your mom and dad permit you to become a monk, and if you have no debt, you can come here and I will ordain you and train you as a monk, even today. I'm in Vietnam. Now I am close to Ho Chi Minh. Nice. I didn't know that. But it's possible. That's the way how I live. I don't know where I go next week, but I go there. Okay, nice. So I'm looking forward to meeting you soon. Any more questions? Okay, let's allow one last question, okay? Kan Phung. Yeah, I actually, as a monk, I do not have a home. I live there where people wish that I live. So now people wish that I live in Vietnam, so I'm here. Soon I will be moving to the US because people wish that I'm in the US. Then I will be moving to the Czech Republic, and then I will be returning back to Vietnam. So I do not have a home. I am homeless, but I am the so-called noble homeless. You have ignoble homeless and noble homeless, totally different. Noble homeless is the one who is homeless for virtue, for wisdom, out of their desire to be a good person. to be a wise person, to be a nice person. Ignoble and homeless is the one who is homeless because they have no other option, because they don't have money, or because they don't have a skill, or because they don't have good relationships. So you have two kinds of homeless. Monks, all monks are homeless, even if they live in a monastery. How are they homeless? By the fact that they do not have home, which is another word for family. Monks do not have wife, do not have children, or they should not have them. Okay, some of course do, but they should not have them. And thereby they do not have home. You understand? Home here means family, having wife and children. I don't have a wife. I don't have any children. And not because I'm working on it, but because I do not want it. That's the difference, okay? Many people do not have wife and children, but they still are homeful because they are hopeful. They want to get them. All right. So that's not my case. So I do not have a place where I really live. I have a place where I stay, and now I stay near Ho Chi Minh. But I'm more accommodated in Hanoi. Here I am for a short while, and then I will be traveling around the world to teach in other. Okay. Yeah, there are many people in Ho Chi Minh. Okay, so this was the last question for today. If some of you have an urgent question that you want to ask today and not later because it's an urgent question, you will need to ask me through your parents in Viber. All right? I'm available in our Viber group. Anyone can ask me questions there anytime. I do not read it often, so you will need to wait. And there will be another round of questions coming next week during our next class. So thank you everyone who were so patient and waiting until the end of this long class. I think the other classes should be a little faster, shorter, because today we had a technical problem and I was knocked out by a technical problem. But I think we did very well. You have learned a lot, and I hope to see you next time. May you be happy, may you be healthy, and may you be successful in everything you do. Nice.